Hey everyone, and welcome back to my book channel, Kiely Quiggle's Book Quirks. I am here today for my spring book haul. I believe I have 10 books, but before we get into anything, just a reminder, there are important links below for Black Lives Matter, Stand Against Asian Hate, and helping Indigenous people. So let's get right into it. So first off, I'm really excited about this copy. I got These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. And if you haven't seen any of my previous videos, this is so far my favorite book of 2020, and I'm really excited for the sequel, These Violent Ends. For those of you who don't know about this book, it is a Romeo and Juliet retelling in 1920s Shanghai between this boy Roma and this girl Juliet. So check it out. It's really good. I really enjoyed it. I usually don't like Romeo and Juliet retellings, but I think that this was masterfully done. And I think that Chloe Gong did a really wonderful job of writing it and including just the bits of culture and, the life of 1920s. I think it's really cool. Next, I finally got a copy of Heartless. It is secondhand. I had to take it was originally in a library binding, and I had to figure out how to take that off, but I mean, I did. I really like this cover, and I like how shiny it is, and I think it looks really cool. And then I also like the inside too. So I'm really excited about this. For those of you who haven't read Heartless, it is a retelling about the Queen of Hearts before Alice in Wonderland. I believe the last time I read it had to have been middle school, but it was really good and I really enjoyed it. So if you haven't read it, I'd say check it out. Next, I finally got my copy of Rule of Wolves, which I will be doing a review on later. This is the second book in the King of Scars duology by Leigh Bardugo. It is an extension of Shadow and Bone and Six of Crows. Next, I got Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste. I really enjoyed this book. I read this book last year, and I love how it has sort of that mystery and, I suppose, thriller edge to it. I really like the way that Celeste writes, and I think that she does a good job of telling stories and writing that sort of mystery bit to it. So I'm really excited that I finally have it, and hopefully maybe I'll reread it again. We'll see. Next, I got Dread Nation by Justina Ireland, which is it's a story about this girl, what's her name? I remember Jane. About this girl Jane who lives in the South after the Civil War. During the Civil War, the dead soldiers rose up and became zombies, and so it's this sort of what if story if there were zombies during, I believe it's the 1860s, 1870s. It's a really good book, and I like the way that Justina writes, and I think that she did a really good job of embodying Jane's character, and she writes very humorously, and so I really enjoyed the book. Next, I got the book Howl's Moving Castle, which the Studio Ghibli movie is loosely based upon. I've heard that the book and the movie stand separate really well, and that the book stands really well on its own compared to the movie, and the movie stands... I'm just reiterating what I said, basically. The book is set in Wales, instead of a more fictional land. I haven't read it yet. I'm excited to read it, hopefully this April. It looks like a fun read. I've heard that it's pretty funny and that Howl is even more of a drama queen, so I'm excited for that. Next, I got All American Boys. This is a book that I have to read for English class next year, so I figured I'd just get a copy because I feel like it's a good book to own, and I like having copies of my English books. It's just easier for me just to read it So I'm really excited for that one. I haven't heard too much about it, although I have heard from my English teachers that it's a really good book. Next, I got Animal Farm by George Orwell. I have not read this yet. I had the plot explained to me a couple years ago in English class, so I'm excited to read it on my own and sort of get my own feel for it. So, next I got Anthem by Ayn Rand. I would label that one as, I guess, a classic, or maybe like a must-read once sort of kind of book. I'm really excited to read it. I have not heard much about this one either. I know Ayn Rand is a pretty popular, I wouldn't, famous, I guess. Not quite popular, but her works are well known. So I'm excited to read it and see what I think. Lastly, I got a copy of this biography, Victoria, the Queen, about Queen Victoria. If you don't know me, I love the TV show Victoria off of PBS. Still waiting on that season 4, but I'm really excited to read this book because I just want to see more of her life and just sort of compare the TV show to history. I don't know. Queen Victoria is like one of my little things that like I know too much information about, like the Romanovs and Queen Elizabeth I. So just my little pockets of history. Anyways, that is all the books that I got. I'm excited to be able to share them with you. Once again, all important links are below. Please check them out if you have the time. And I hope you all have a wonderful week.